Bonjour and welcome to episode 7 of Creating a Legacy. I've managed to complete another season on this West Ham save. I wasn't sure if I would, but I'm pretty addicted to this save at the moment, and we've almost finished our 7th season in charge of West Ham. 3 matches to go. Manchester United, Chelsea and Bayern Munich. 3 huge games. The first one isn't that important, but to me personally it is important because once again we have managed to win the league, 2nd season in a row. However, look, we haven't lost a single game, but we have Man United on the last day of the season, and they have been a bit of a nemesis of mine. I've managed to get the upper hand over them in the last couple years, but towards the start of the save I really struggled against them. The likes of Dybala playing for them, Griezmann as well. They've got some brilliant players, and they've been a team very hard to beat. But to go all season up to this point, if I was to lose at this stage, it really would be heartbreaking. Unfortunately, I've got the 2nd best team in the league to take on the last day. If we win, we get to 100 points. I got 99 last year. I did lose 1 game, but if we draw today, it will kind of seem a little bit of an anticlimax. We would go unbeaten, and I probably would take a draw, but I really want to beat last year's total, and I want to get to that 100 points. We have been a little bit disappointed lately. We've drawn against bottom of the table Hull City, and we drew against Leicester. All of those games have been away from home. We've won every single home game this season. We do have Man United away on the last day, so we can say that we won every single home game in the league this season. The only game we haven't won at home this season was a draw against Real Madrid in the Champions League. And as you can see, we have gone the entire season without losing in all competitions, including friendlies. That is some achievement. I've managed this once before with West Ham on, I think, probably FM 11. I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but I had an incredible save, maybe FM 12. One of those games where I basically went the entire season without losing a single game. I did it with Arsenal and FM 05 as well back in the day. In fact, I did it 2 seasons in a row. I'm not sure I'm ever going to beat that record, but wow, if we can go unbeaten for the last 3 games, if we can draw at least against Man United and then win the FA Cup final against Chelsea and the Champions League final against Bayern Munich, incidentally being played at Old Trafford, that would be one of the greatest achievements of my life. Maybe that's going a bit far, especially with the team that I have now. I'm kind of expected to dominate. I've just got this unbelievably world-class squad. We've signed more players, by the way, since last season for lots and lots of money. So we will have a look at things in a bit more detail first, and then we'll play the 3 matches. So let's look at the transfers. Coming into the team, we spent £231 million. We sold £59 million worth of players. We sold Edmilson Fernandez. He was never a first team. Well, he was never first on the team sheet. He played plenty of games for us over the years. But to sell him for £32 million, I'm pretty pleased with that, because it just shows the quality of our team. A backup midfielder for us is actually a good enough player to go for £32 million. He is a quality player, but I just didn't need him. So to get that much money for him, I thought was pretty good. We also sold in January, we sold someone called Phil Woolley for 1.2 million, rising to 1.6 million, a player that came through our academy. I always liked the look of him because he had 17 on finishing, but he never quite developed as much as I would hope, and he's not up to scratch with the rest of our team. But he should be a good player in the Championship, I think. 5 goals for them already since January, so he's done all right. We also sold Karius. Now, you might think that's strange because he was my number 1 goalkeeper for a couple years. But I wanted to just upgrade him. I wanted to find an even better goalkeeper. We got 4 good years out of him, as you can see. There were 3.5 good years out of him. And to sell him for 10 million isn't that bad. I know I did make a little bit of a loss, but we got good 4 years out of him. So I wouldn't say that really was much of a loss, to be honest, because he was very solid for us over the years. Also sold Sam Byram for 10 million. I wanted to get another right back. I'm just upgrading every position, so I've got 2 quality players in every position. Haven't quite got there yet, but we do have 2 very good goalkeepers. We've got 2 good right backs. We've got 4 good centre backs, I would say. So we're starting to get there. Got a few strikers as well. So 10 million for Byram, not bad at all, I don't think. Did get capped by England in the end, by the way. 4 caps for England. And quite a few players going out on loan. Moreno, our Spanish wonder kid, I'm not sure he's ever going to quite reach the world-class status that he hopes, but he has picked up 3 caps for Spain. I still can't get a work permit for him, though. Brexit ruining things for me once again. Even though he's played for Spain, I can't get a work permit for him. I don't know why. It's really annoying. But never mind. So coming into the team then. The first player, huge signing, £40 million up front, £20 million over the next 48 months. Divock Origi, a world-class striker. He has developed into an absolute monster on this save. Look at him. Managed to increase his finishing up to 16 as well since I signed him. He's just been a brilliant signing first year. He's not been as prolific as Rashford. Once again, Marcus Rashford has been an incredible finisher for us. £60 million, a lot of money, but he is a world-class talent. And he's in his prime, so I think he's worth it. I need to be spending money to just stay in touch with the rest of the pack, really. Also signed a couple of Argentinian youngsters who, once again, can't get work permits for, probably won't be able to. So maybe a little bit of a waste of money. I might be able to sell them on for a little bit of profit, depending on how they get on. They've had to go back. Oh, in fact, Abondanzieri's gone to New York City on loan. Couldn't manage to get them into European teams even. So, yeah, a bit of a struggle to actually get these guys on board, really. So, and also, I don't know if I'm going to continue this. This might be the last year. If I go unbeaten in the last 3 games and win everything and have an unbeaten season, I kind of feel like I'd have completed Football Manager. What's the point in continuing? So this might be the last episode. I've said that the last 3 episodes, but this maybe is more likely to be the last episode. I've signed another really good centre-back, £25 million for this Emin Essen chap. He was German to start with. He'd actually got 2 caps for Germany, but I assume they're only in friendlies because he's changed his allegiance to Turkey, where he's playing with Tuna, our world-class Turkish centre-back. There's another world-class Turkish centre-back. He's got a bit of competition, actually, although Germany's probably got even more competition. And also a very good goalkeeper who we've signed, who I'll show you in a second. But this is the next guy that came in, the last chap to come in the summer. Sebastian Adriussi, a world-class striker from Manchester City, because perhaps he was wasted there. No, he wasn't really. Last year, 19 goals. He did well. In fact, he scored more goals for them than us. I'm not sure why they wanted to sell him, but it was a lot of money, so maybe that's why. £48.5 million. Only 5 goals in the league, 12 goals in all competitions, 12 assists. He's had a good first year for us, considering he is behind Rashford and Origi at the moment. But to have this guy coming off the bench, we've got a strong team. So January came, and I thought I really want to get a world-class goalkeeper. So I went and signed one. Berk Kosar. We'll just call him Berk. He's from Turkey. Came from Deportivo La Coruña in La Liga. £24 million. A lot of money, but I think long-term a bargain, because if I was to continue this, say, for many years, he would be playing for West Ham for many years. 17 caps for Turkey. He is a 3.5-star current ability player with 4-star potential, according to this. And for the first few games, I think the first 12 games, he didn't concede a single goal. In fact, he's only conceded 1 goal in the Premier League in 16 games since January. That is phenomenal. 15 clean sheets. Only conceded 2 in the Champions League as well. 0 in the FA Cup, 1 in the EFL Cup. That's insane, isn't it? Only 4 goals he's conceded since appearing in January. That just shows how strong our defence is. Where have I gone? And the last transfer. This is our record transfer. I've got Brownhill at right back. I sold Byram because I wanted to upgrade on him. Brownhill is a very good player, but I wanted another very good player, and I actually managed to get an even better right back in signing Eduardo Blanco, a Uruguayan with 29 caps at the age of 21. 5.5-star current ability, according to this. 5.5? That's impossible. 4.5-star current ability, according to this. And yeah, what a player he is. Physically insane, mentally very good, technically decent. Certainly can improve crossing and dribbling as a fullback, although he will be playing the more defensive side of my team. You may remember last year I had Grimaldo as a complete wing-back and Brownhill as a more withdrawn wing-back. I have been doing the same this year until the last few games when Grimaldo got injured. But you can see £65 million, not all in one go. I think it's £40 million up front, 25 over the next 48 months. Coming from Valencia, they signed him for bargain £6.25 million, made a hell of a lot of profit on him. But he's been very good since coming to the club. Managed to score a free kick as well. 7.32 average rating in the league. Our team is almost complete. That's why I'm kind of tempted to keep going, because I just want to get the perfect team. World-class players all over the pitch. The midfield is probably the weakest spot when you look at sort of the star rating, if you believe in all that sort of thing. Cabezas obviously is incredibly strong in the midfield, but the more advanced positions in midfield, like I'd like to get a really world-class attacking midfielder. Lanzini has turned it on again this year, by the way. 14 assists, 7 goals. The fan favourite has come alive after last year just vanishing off the scene. So he's a good player. Saravia, our other Argentinian, not quite as good. He's not really lived up to expectations, but he's a decent backup. Jack Wilshere can play there as well. He's done okay. Tielemans can play there. He's had a better season this year. 12 goals, 6 assists. Look at all the value, though, in our team. It's incredible. It really is. Even our backup left-back, who has become our backup left-back this season after Creswell has retired, Vashon Nerfil, who had been out on loan a couple of years, didn't do very well if you look at those average ratings, but he's done all right for us when he's been called upon this year. Good average rating in the Cup and Champions League, not so good in the Premier League when he has played, but he's a good solid option, and he's actually close to the England team. It just shows 2.5 stars on this, potentially good enough to be in the England team. I just love this squad so much. So we won everything. We've won everything. We've won the UEFA Super Cup game. We beat Sporting 1-0. We managed to win the World Club Championship. Once again, a bit of a struggle. Semi-final was a bit more comfortable, 2-0. But the final went to extra time and Cabezas scored the winner. We won the EFL Cup. Who did we beat in the final? This was a struggle as well. This went to extra time, but Barbosa managed to get the winner in extra time against Sunderland. Unfortunately, Barbosa's injured now. He's a big injury. He was out from probably around about this point. In fact, he got injured in this final, and he's been injured since, and he's still got about 3 months to go. So that was a bit of a blow. One of our backup striker options getting injured. And now we have the chance to win the Premier League, FA Cup and Champions League. Well, we've already won the Premier League. We did win the Community Shield as well, beating Man United on penalties. But yes, we can add the FA Cup finally to our trophy cabinet. We've not won it yet. This is our chance for glory. We have to beat Chelsea, please. And the Champions League, 4th season in a row. Bayern Munich have been dominant on this save as well. We've beaten some big teams in finals. We beat Real Madrid, Liverpool, Juventus, and now Bayern Munich. That would be 4 of the best European teams ever. That would be a clean sweep. 4 in a row. Wow. Come on, we can do that. I'm sure we can. I'm confident. But first of all, we're going to take on Manchester United in the league, our last league game of the season. Can we get to 100 points? Can we go unbeaten? Let's hope so. This is the team I'm going with then to take on Man United. Unfortunately, Grimaldo is injured. He's been injured for a few weeks. And Nerfil actually got injured at the same time. I was having to play Tuna at wing-back. It does mean I have gone for more of a defensive option on the wing-back position. I will try and remember to put the tactic in the description below. A couple of people did ask for that in the last video. So, yeah, I'll put the more attacking option with the complete wing-back in the tactic, in a file on the Steam Workshop, I guess, or upload it somewhere. I'll try and remember to do that. Let's see if we can get to that 100 points then against a very strong Manchester United team. But we are favourites. We are the stronger team, theoretically. I'm going to send my assistant to that. Send my assistant to do quite a lot of the team talks and pre-match, post-match stuff these days. I just can't be bothered. It's boring. It's so repetitive. You get to this point in the game, it's the same questions over and over again. And I don't know if it's something they could change. I mean, in real life, to be fair, reporters, journalists, they do seem to ask the same things. It is quite pointless because players and managers never really reveal what they really feel, do they? It's just part of the drama of football, I suppose. Having these questions before and after games and press conferences, but no one really says anything. It's always the same. They might say a player's injured for 3 weeks, you get some inside knowledge about that sort of stuff, but these days on Twitter, you find everything out instantly and before these sorts of things anyway, especially from various insiders in the club. However, it doesn't really matter, but perhaps it's something they could improve on Football Manager at some point. just to make it less repetitive and boring. Here comes Julian Brandt into Bossard, who's a French regen, pretty good player. Looks handy here. But Burke, who has kept numerous clean sheets and has been solid as a rock since coming to the team from Spain, managed to catch that quite easily. Haven't decided what to do for FM18. I'm still open to ideas. Regen Rovers, I think I'm going to do one more video just to tie things up a bit. I feel like I owe that to you guys. Possibly might upload the save. I'll have a think about that. As we win a penalty. And Origi, I think I've just put him as the main penalty taker. Tielemans was our main penalty taker. But I've changed it to Origi. And I might regret that. Let's see. Up he steps. Come on, Divock. Oh, down the middle. He scores. Now we just need to hang on to get to that 100 points. It wasn't the greatest penalty in the world, was it? But he got it in the back of the net, and that's all that matters, really. I hope Grimaldo's back for the Champions League final. I think that's important. Possibly won't be back in time for the FA Cup final. Probably have to play Nerfville. Could play Brownhill at left wing back, I suppose. Happy with the performance. Keep it up. I'm going to say to the strikers, keep going. Lanzini's not playing very well. Maybe we bring him off. Chuck on Saravia today. An Argentinian for another Argentinian. I think, so for FM18, I don't think I will do another Regen Rovers type thing immediately. Possibly might do one on FM19. I've got a few thoughts. I've already said that I'd like to manage a big team, a big European team, someone like Napoli for the beta. Possibly. I haven't completely decided. We shall see. Something a bit different, I suppose, to what everyone else does. It's got to the 86th minute without anything. I'm going to make my last two subs. We're going to check on Driussi for the last few minutes and Brownhill for Nerfville. As Burke slams it up the pitch to Rashford. He can't get on the end of that. Rabiot does well. Rashford can't win it. Tielemans back over to Rashford. It's backwards and forwards here. Don't equalise, please, Man United. You've done nothing in this game. Gomez running through. Over the bar. They've had 19 shots, though, to our 9. They have been the better team on paper, I suppose. But we've scored the winning goal from the penalty spot. Boring game. But we've got to those 100 points. 30 seconds to go. In fact, Tielemans, can he wrap it up? Nope, he misses. 100 points on the board. Unbeaten all season in the league. Wow, what an achievement. And because my internet's broken, I do not get the Steam achievement where I have gone unbeaten for the entire season. That's really annoying. I'm going to do this press conference just because it's the end of the season. Simply faultless season from us. Tuna impressed apparently today. Unbeaten. Wow. Blanco, Hales, Holden, Warren. Oh, my new right back is already getting involved. Let's have a look at this then just to see. Wow, 100 points, 16 ahead of Manchester United, 31 wins. We won every single game at home. Man United, Chelsea and Liverpool complete the top four with Spurs and Man City next. Arsenal down in 8th place, finishing below Wolves. But let's have a look at the stats player-wise. Rashford is top scorer. Last year he got 29 goals, but still wasn't quite Golden Boot because Kane scored the same number but in less games. But this year he is the clear winner, 1 goal ahead of Eggestein for Southampton, who I thought about signing at one point, by the way. Good player, but isn't quite up to what I expect these days. Iheanacho, I did have a look at signing as well, but I went for Origi in the end, who finished second in average rating behind Grimaldo, had a phenomenal season at left wing back. Tuna on there, Rashford, player of the match, Origi and Rashford on that list. Pass completion, Tielemans, Wilshere and Driussi high up on there. Assists, Lanzini. Once again, he's just come back to life. It's brilliant. Clean sheets, Burke. 16 clean sheets, and he only joined in January. That is ridiculous. I think he got one more than Karius did all of last season. Karius here on the list with 10. So he got a few for us, maybe a couple for Newcastle as well. What a season. Let's just see confirmation of that then. Rashford wins top goal scorer award. Goal of the season. 2 players. Let's have a look at both of these. Sometimes the game picks some weird goals as the best goals. But let's have a look to see if Rabiot's was a good goal. I feel like it was. I can't remember. It was against Barnsley. We won 3-0. He got a hat-trick in this game. Look at that strike. Yeah, he completely dominated this game if I remember correctly. Yeah. What a performance from him in this one. In fact, all of them are pretty good. I just want to look at the others as well. This was 22nd minute. Let's have a look at this. Grimaldo crossing it in. Came back to Rabiot. Good goal. Brilliant. Good finish. 78th minute. Think this was a good one as well. Let's have a look. Lanzini putting it back to Tielemans. Into Rabbit, yeah, lovely goal. But the first one was the best, and that was goal of the season. I want to see Origi's as well, which finished second. Let's see then. 2-0 win against Man United, quite recently, in fact. Oh, what a strike. In fact, that would have been earlier in the season. Because Blanco... Oh no, maybe it was in January. I don't know when that was. Doesn't really matter. De Gea Golden Glove. Burke finished third though. That is amazing. I win Manager of the Year again. Second year in a row. Third time in the entire series. And the Team of the Year, Players Team of the Year, Tuna, Grimaldo and Rashford managed to make it this time alongside Dybala. Big bonuses there. Grimaldo and Rashford, 600 grand each for finishing in Team of the Year. But it's nice to give out bonuses just to boost the morale of certain players, I find. Forgot to say, I loaned out Callum Wilson this season. I mean, I had Rashford already. We signed Origi and Driussi. We had Barbosa as well. And I thought, we only really need 4 strikers. Let's get rid of Callum Wilson. I was unable to sell him out on loan. However, his contract's up at the end of the season, so I won't really get any money for him. He's just going to leave. So maybe that wasn't the best thing to do. The other player I loaned out was our Spanish wonder kid, Sendoa Rodriguez. He did score 10 goals for us last season in all competitions, but I thought he needed some first team regular activity. He went to Athletic Bilbao, scored 11 goals in all competitions. Not amazing. Would have hoped for a bit more, but it's still, he was a regular for a team. He's still only 20 years old. If I do continue this save, I would hope that he could be a backup option for us next season, I suppose. But if I win the FA Cup and Champions League, I don't really know if there's any point continuing this save. FA Cup final day then. This is always a big day in England, isn't it? Maybe less so these days. In the past, it was a huge day for the country. Everyone got behind it and massive coverage on TV. Still a huge game, and it would be nice to win this because we haven't won the FA Cup on this save yet. But we're taking on the mighty Chelsea, who've been a good team on this save as well. Don't think they've won the league. Grimaldo's back. Do I play him? Maybe I'll play him from the start and give him some match fitness or match sharpness ahead of the Champions League final. Have Nerfel, in fact, have Brownhill on the bench who can come on if need be. Rest of the team, I think I'm going to stick the same. I do feel this is my best 11 now. Burke, Blanco, Burke. We've got Burke and Burke spelled differently. Tuna, Grimaldo, Cabezas, Rabiot, Tielemans, Lanzini, Origi and Rashford. I think that's my best 11 at the moment. Positions I could improve, probably Lanzini. Maybe the midfield area. Rabiot's been great. Tielemans has been great. So I don't know, you don't have to have a world-class player in every single position. In fact, Rabiot, he's described as world-class. Lanzini is just a flamboyant attacking midfielder. Tielemans isn't described as world-class, but he's pretty much the same level as Rabiot. So, yeah, Reece Burke at the back. We do have Emin Essen as a backup who would overtake him eventually. Like I said though, am I going to continue this save? I keep banging on about it, but we'll see. 2 more games to go in this season. Let's win them. It's the FA Cup final in 2023, a few years into the future now. Who's going to be playing in the FA Cup final in real life in 2023? They're going with a 3-4-3 effectively, with attacking midfielders, wingbacks. Christensen playing as a wingback, interesting, rather than centre-back. Really like the look of him in real life. Alexandro's a dangerous player. Still got Kante at the age of 32. Not as good these days, but he's still a good player. This guy, Brazilian wonder kid, he could punish me. Not so keen on him because of his finishing of 13. I wouldn't really want him as my main striker, but he's probably going to score goals now that I've said that. We will man mark him and close him down. Let's do it for the fans, guys. And I will actually start attack up the left, exploit the left flank, because Grimaldo's back. So we're going to change him to being a complete wing back on support. Get him up and down that pitch, attacking Christensen. Look at Wembley Stadium in all its glory. Half filled with Chelsea fans, half filled with West Ham fans. There's probably plenty of neutrals as well. And here we go, early on. First highlight of the game. Cabezas steps in though and wins it back. Corner to Chelsea. Thiago crosses it in, headed away. And who's that charging off the ball? I'm not sure. Christensen. Good tackle by Tuna. Could have been a penalty, but it was a good tackle from him. From the Turk. Here's Lanzini. Into Rabiot. What's he going to do? Into Rashford. Lovely ball over the top for Origi. Beats his man, Origi. Origi! Oh, good save by Courtois. Probably should have done a bit better there. Was it a clear? It was a half chance. And Lanzini's going to take the corner. Whipped into the near post. Knocked away for another corner. I've not really focused on set pieces much on this save. I've just let them do their thing. So I'm not really sure how effective I've been. I've not done very much at corners this season. I think Tuna scored a few last year. But this season, we've not been quite so effective. We've not had to rely on set pieces, that's the thing. Oh no, Cabezas is injured. He's actually suspended for the final, I've forgotten to say. He got picked up a red card against Man United. So he's actually out for the final anyway. So it doesn't really matter a huge amount. I'm going to play Jimenez as a half-back. Bit of a strange option. So it doesn't really matter he's got injured. As long as it's not a terrible injury and he's out until halfway into next season. Potential foot injury. But he was going to miss the Champions League final anyway. Probably will play Jimenez there. Or I could play Tielemans in a more withdrawn role. I'll have a think. Maybe Tielemans would be a better option. This has been a boring game. It's been pretty boring lately, actually. Since we won the league, we've just switched off a bit. Keep going, guys. Keep going. Grimaldo's doing okay. I might not need to take him off. Perhaps he can last the game. Let's start the second half. Don't think I really need to change things massively. It's been very equal, though, as you can see there from the statistics. Here come Chelsea. Penzo Riki into Rabiot, though. Here's Tielemans over the top for Origi to run onto. Belgian to another Belgian. Here he is. Can he cross it in? It's back to Rashford, who scores in the FA Cup final. His 31st goal of the season. Not got as many as last year, but he's been very important. In fact, the Origi-Rashford partnership has been our strongest strike partnership yet, I think. They've shared the goals a bit more and shared the assists. They've been brilliant. And we're 1-0 up. Can we hang on? Or can we increase our lead? That would be nice. They've gone a bit more attacking. Look, they brought Oreo on. Shall we make a change? Maybe Lanzini off? Or maybe we should just keep it as it is for now. It's going well. Perhaps we could go to standard football instead and we'll turn that off. Defensive wing back. We'll just hold Grimaldo back a little bit now. It's not been the most fascinating game in the world, has it? We're picking up yellow cards here. In fact, there's a highlight, so I won't make a change yet. Here's Blanco. It's knocked away. Come on, Tuna. Collects that easily. Tuna, what you doing? I know you're good, but don't be dangerous. Burke to Burke. Or two Burks. And here's Kurt Zuma into Alexandre Lacazette. Come on, guys. Win it back. Rabiot. You can tackle it. Why are you just letting him past? Maybe I've... Oh, there we go. He's won it back. Here's Rashford. He was waiting for the opportune moment. Origi. Oh, skips past his man Lanzini. Rashford, where's he going? I don't really know. Here's Tielemans. Rabiot! 2-0. Surely that has won the FA Cup. I'm going to bring off Tielemans. We're going to throw on Wilshere. I'm going to throw on Sarabia for Lanzini as well. And hopefully we can just play out the rest of the game comfortably. Rashford wasn't really sure where he was going. It deflected off a player. Tielemans played it into Rabiot, who hit it. It came off the defender, but I think it was going in anyway. 2-0. 4 minutes to go. Another highlight. Burke slams it up the pitch. Rashford can't win it. And here's Ulysses running through. It's out wide to Aurea. Come on, Grimaldo. Crossed in. Headed away. Partially. Kante. Alexandro. This is dangerous. We can't get rid of it. Thiago. We're defending strongly here. Grimaldo does really well. And here's Origi into Rashford. What's he going to do? He's played it through to Sarabia. Sarabia, the little Argentinian. Look how small he is. It's back to Wilshere. Origi gets his goal 3-0 on the counter-attack. We are deadly. 26th goal of the season for him. It's been comfortable in the end, hasn't it? Look at this. Sarabia, he does look tiny compared to that huge player. There's that Kurt Zuma. Wilshere played it into Origi. Bam! 3-0. Lovely stuff from us today. Origi man of the match, I think. 9.0. Here we go. 10 seconds. We're going to have all the confetti coming down any second. Here goes Blanco, the Uruguayan, charging forwards. Just wasting a bit of time. And there we go. We're FA Cup champions. We've won every single competition in this save now. And we've just got one more game to go unbeaten and win another Champions League final. Great stuff. Origi man of the match, goal and an assist. I only just noticed. How have I not noticed this before? The referee gets a rating, 8.7. How have I not noticed that? Oh, I've managed to pick up some Steam achievements even though we're not actually logged into the internet right now. Cabazas out for 3 months. That's bad. But he'll be back for the new season if I do play another season. Fans praise manager Holden Warren. Finally won the FA Cup. Excellent stuff. I finally managed to get a work permit for my Spaniard, Ismael Moreno. Thank goodness for that. He's just come back from loan. He spent 2 years in Austria at 2 different teams. But finally, thank goodness, he's managed to get a work permit. And I may never get to enjoy him in the team, but never mind. Champions League final day then. West Ham United versus Bayern Munich. Chance to win our 4th Champions League in a row. Carlo Ancelotti still in charge. Yeah. We've never lost against him in 4 matches. We've won 3 and drawn 1. Let's not let that slip now. So, I'm going to have to make a decision about this in regards to Cabazas, who to play in midfield. Blanco is unregistered as well because he'd already played for Valencia in the Champions League earlier in the year. I think what I will do is... I think I might go with Tielemans. Go for the more attacking option. Grimaldo's fully fit, which is good. He's not quite up to match sharpness, but he's getting there. I'm going to go with Tielemans there. Play Rabiot, and we're going to play Jack Wilshere. Lanzini behind. Josh Cullen's had a few injuries this year, which is why I've not really been playing him. And we're going to go with Rashford and Origi up front, of course. On the bench, Cullen or Oxford? I'm going to go with Oxford. Can play defensive midfield as well. So yeah, Tielemans is the Roman playmaker. Behind Wilshere and Rabiot. Lanzini in front. Rashford and Origi up front. Solid backline. Brownhill has been very good, even though he is second choice now. So I've got no fear playing him whatsoever. Here we go then. Andy Martial is their key man. How much did they sign him for? £70 million. In fact, PSG bought him for 80 million, then sold him for 70 million. That's interesting, isn't it? 27 years old, world-class winger. We don't need wingers. I don't play wingers on this game. Well, in this save. I do on Football Manager. I seem to go through phases of having tactics which solely rely on wingers and then tactics which solely rely on midfielders and strikers rather than wingers. Harry Kane, top goal scorer in the Champions League. Let's have a look at him. Fabulous player, powerful striker. 4-4-2, what are they playing at? Who plays 4-4-2? I'm kind of tempted to try out 4-4-2 on FM18 and just try different tactics and play around, try and come up with the multiple different amazing tactics rather than just relying on a couple. Carry on where you left off. Now I'm going to keep Grimaldo as defensive wing-back for now. If we're struggling in the game, we can change both Brownhill and Grimaldo into complete wing-backs and really go for it. Anyway, let's start this match. Let's win our 4th Champions League in a row. Let's go unbeaten for the entire season in every single competition and complete quite a magnificent achievement in the process. We've got Verratti in there. Pulisic, who's a very good player on here. Mats Hummels still in the team. Kimmich at right back. They don't have Neuer anymore, though. Oh, they've still got Müller up front. How old is he? 33. Forget how young he kind of still is, I suppose. Well, it's been boring so far. No highlights. Brownhill's picked up a yellow card in the 2nd minute, looking very nervous now as a result. Gonna have to watch out for him. Here's Pulisic putting a ball into the box. Headed away by Tuna. Here's Tielemans knocking it up the pitch to Rashford. What's he going to do? Rashford with the pace. But he's easily taken off the ball by Lucas. Hummels, good ball playing defender, of course. Here's Müller over the top. Oh, he's hit it wide. He won't be as pacey as he used to be, but he's still got the finishing ability, I'm sure. But he didn't show it there. Both our wing-backs have yellow cards. I hate it when that happens because the wing-backs they're the most exposed positions in this tactic, I suppose. And that's why they do pick up cards. We can still come out with a win tonight. I'm going to give a boost to the midfield as well. What do I do? Should we go attacking? Should we go complete wing-back? Let's go complete wing-back with Grimaldo. In fact, let's make him attack. We'll keep Brownhill back. Exploit the wing, the left wing. And, come on, please. Might go to extra time this game. Might be in for the long haul. Looks like Muller's picked up an injury, I think. But he's being kept on. He's got a strained neck. 2-2 on the yellow card front. In fact, I've gone 3-2 up. 3 of our back 4 have got yellow cards. Here's Brownhill. Really good interception. Rashford. They managed to block him off, didn't they, when we looked like we were going to counter. Brownhill into Rabiot. Now we're just building some possession. Back to Jack Wilshere, into Tielemans. Tielemans back to Wilshere. What's he going to do? See, with this Roman playmaker, he often moves ahead of the... Oh, yes! 1-0! Rashford! It's 32nd goal of the season. As I was going to say, though, you might have noticed there, Tielemans was ahead of Wilshere, because that often happens with the Roman playmaker. He moves ahead of the deep line playmaker. And it worked well, because he played it into Origi, who played it into Rashford, who poked it home for 1-0. Can we make it 2? Lanzini crosses it in. Tuna to the back post. Burke! Oh, Reece Burke, the captain, almost with a crucial goal. What do I do substitution-wise? We've got 3 yellow cards on the pitch. Do I bring Nerfville on? I don't want to bring any of them off. Maybe I should bring Emin Essen on for Tuna, who's on a yellow. But I don't feel I think he'll be sensible. Maybe I'll just go completely different. We'll bring Lanzini off and throw on Saravia. Or Tielemans can move up and I'll put Jimenez on there and have him as a half-back, kind of protecting the back four a bit better. And hopefully they won't pick up as many... they won't need to foul as much, I suppose. So Tielemans completely opposite position now, going as an advanced playmaker. Can we hang on? Maybe I shouldn't be attacking now. I just love to attack. It's so fun. We'll take off Rome from positions. We won't exploit the left flank. We'll bring Grimaldo back as a wing-back defend. And I'm going to take him off. We're going to throw on Nerfville. Let's hope he doesn't let me down. And I'll make a last sub, probably the 90th minute, just to waste time. Okay, perhaps this could be one more highlight. Rabiot into Tielemans. Through to Rashford. Can we make it to Origi? Origi to win it! 2-0. This is surely it now. Our 4th Champions League in a row. And an unbeaten season as well. Brilliant stuff. Tielemans played it into Rashford. They swapped roles there, Rashford and Origi, because Rashford got with the assist, Origi with the goal. And let's make our last sub. We've got some knackered lads out there. We'll throw Driussi for Tielemans, just to play behind for the last few minutes. He's had a good season. He deserves to take a little bit of glory in this Champions League final. And that's it. Surely, blow the whistle, ref. We've won at Old Trafford. Our 4th Champions League in a row. 2-0. Comfortable win against Bayern Munich in the end. They just didn't really threaten. Wow. We are phenomenal. We really are. There we go. Septuple, or whatever you want to call it. We've won 5. Well, we've won the Champions League, the FA Cup and the League Cup. Those are the major competitions that we've won this season. We've also won the World Club Championship, the Super Cup, what was the other one? The Community Shield. I just want to bask in the glory now. It really has been quite a journey. Oh, why can't this come true? It never will. It's never going to come true. So that's probably the end. I kind of feel like there's no need to continue, for the simple fact that I've gone a whole season unbeaten in every single competition and won everything. How many games did we play this year? Ridiculous. Most appearances, Reece Burke, 58 games he appeared in. In fact, Cabezas appeared in more, 61. That is incredible. Unbelievable stuff. Well, thank you for watching this series, those of you that did continue to watch episode 5, 6 and 7. If I do continue, then there will be another episode. But, I mean, this is rounded off nicely, I suppose, going a season completely unbeaten. Don't think I've ever done that on YouTube. And by winning everything as well. I mean, you can't get any better than that, really. Please hit that like button for this incredible achievement. I will be back very soon.